Let's get this out the way now. You know what the best body shape for a runner is? It's your body shape, because if you run, you're a runner. But that's probably not why you actually clicked on the video. You might have clicked to learn what happens to a body on an exercise journey, or to hear inspirational stories from people further down the line, or learn some tips that will help you deal with any body-related setbacks and help you identify as the goddamn rockstar runners I know you all are. And you might be thinking, why would I take any advice from a skinny little rat boy? Fair enough, but lest we forget the mayonnaise years of 2007 to 2009. Not my finest work, but also you don't need to just take it from me. I've put together a group of people with lots of different running backgrounds to help me, and also I'm still going to give you loads of tips and tricks to help you deal with this running journey in the best way possible. And if we bring you value, then please subscribe to the channel, get us to the 100k before my birthday in September. That would be awesome. First off though, we got to go for a run. You ready?
Go on, ready.
All right. So before we speak to the ensemble cast that I put together for this video, we're going to go, well, Mary's going to go for a run, I'm sidelined, and we're going to talk about some of the things that might happen to you when you start running and some of the things that you need to consider. What run are you doing?
13k.
That's quite long.
I know.
Let's go.
It's very hot as well.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, go on then. Okay, while we get going, here's something that people that I coach always talk to me about, especially if they've just started running, they're in the early days, and it's that they're not losing weight even though they're running. And actually, there's a pretty simple explanation for that. A lot of the time, you lose some fat, gain some muscle. I won't go into too much detail or bore you with it, but let's just say that muscle is denser than fat, so proportionately weighs more, so the weight kind of stays the same even though you're switching muscle for fat. But long term, you're all good.
Okay, the next point is that injuries are likely to be part of your journey in running, especially if you're coming into it fairly new. Your body's going to be changing, there could be aches, pains as you're growing, and you have to accept that that's part of the process. And maybe it's a sign that some parts of your body need strengthening if they've been neglected in the past. So don't let it put you off. Get on board, work through it, and stay in the game, and look at it as an opportunity.
Kind of tacked onto the injury bit, I guess, is the fact that when you start exercising, maybe for the first time, or even if you're like Mary right now coming back into it, you've really got to start slowly, because as Mary was saying, muscles, ligaments, tendons, they're going to be doing something they're not used to or never have been used to, and they're going to need time to grow and change and repair and strengthen and all of those things. So you start your running journey slowly, you start it modestly, you definitely don't go into all your sessions trying to run PBs, trying to run as hard as you can. It's actually the softly catchy monkey approach. Zone 2 training, easy training, whatever you want to call it training, that is the way forwards. Run easy. I'm going to show you how easy right now Mary is running, because that is the way that your body can manage the load, especially if you haven't exercised before. Mary, how easily are you running right now?
Keeping it easy. I'm coming back from injury and illness as well, so 5:45 pace.
Conversational, because you can hold a conversation with me right now.
Yeah.
Right, see you later.
See
Have
ya.
a good rest of your run.
Bye.
And there's one more point that I need to make before I throw it out to the ensemble cast of the video. Let's just get in. Oh, this is not the ensemble cast. This is just my cast. So the last point, the last thing that you need to look out for when you start your running journey before we lose the light altogether is kind of based around this, that you can't outrun a bad diet. So it's been crucial for Mary and I to make sure that this is on point to fuel our training, but also make sure that our weight stays where we need it to be, or where we at least want it to be. Because here's the thing, I love fast food. I know that about myself. I don't allow myself to eat it much, but I'm just putting it out there because I'm sure most of us are in the same situation. It's one of my favourite things. But I make sure our environment is set. We've got Thai green curry tonight, rice and chicken. Beautiful, and I know that that's the right thing for me, and I also know that if I did eat the things that I love, like chocolate, ice cream, fast food all of the time, then I'd basically be putting rubbish into my engine. So when you get into this running journey, just remember diet is every bit as important as the running itself. But you might not want to hear any of this from me, and the good thing is I've got an ensemble cast, because over the last year we've been coaching over 100 people to marathons across the world and from across the world, and I asked them to share some of their running stories.
My runner's body has changed a lot in the last 6 years since I started this journey. Back then, clocking in at 5'7" and 233 pounds. That's like 105 kilos, maybe more. I don't know. But I just started walking, counting steps. And then eventually I started running, even though I knew that I hated running. But I didn't hate running. I found out that I loved running. I found out that I loved racing. Now I've run 7 marathons, including 2 at Boston. I'm training for my 8th, and I weigh 153 pounds. I know my runner's body will continue to change as I continue on my journey, but I'll always be proud of my runner's body. And I'll always be proud to be a runner. I'm proud of what running has done for me. It has truly changed my life, and I'll be doing it for the rest of my life.
This past winter, I completed my first marathon as a 50-year-old, first time ever. What I'm most proud of is not the pace or the mileage I put in, but the fact that from New Year's until my race on the 26th of May, I did not miss one complete session.
When I started running, I lost weight. That was nice. And I still don't have the ideal body, but I'm very proud of my body because I can run. I can run really long distances. I can run a marathon. Everyone is a runner, and everyone is doing his or her best, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, this body got me to 2 marathons and many trail races. And so running is for really everyone of any ages, of any shape and size.
So, in the name of body positivity, I decided to go without a tarp today. I wouldn't say that I have overwhelmingly good self-image when it comes to my body, but it has enabled me to do some amazing things, to run a couple of sub 4-hour marathons, run a sub 45-minute 10K.
A year ago, I started running. I have never run before. I wasn't an athletic person. I started running. I have run 3 half marathon races, 1 full marathon, and I'm gonna run another full marathon this coming July.
Despite having some injuries in the past, the last 6 months I've run 2 marathons and 1 50K, and I'm very proud of that.
Hey there, my name is Jani. I'm a not 40-year-old dude from Finland. I'm a husband, father, runner and a triathlete. And even though I'm 150, 160 kilos, I feel safe to say I've done a few things. Like I've accomplished some goals. So some of the goals being triathlon based, so I did a few shorter ones, and then an Olympic distance one a few years ago. After that, it's been mostly running focused. A couple of half marathons, then a few longer training runs. I'm not here to win any races. I'm not competing for world championships. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to improve myself. I'm here to challenge myself. I only have a finite amount of energy, so I decided to use mine on improving myself, bringing positivity, not caring about the haters.
And who can forget the amazing Linda that ran her first marathon just a couple of months ago?
Heart rate in range 139.
Thanks, Linda. Great heart rate zones. Well done. All amazing stories from amazing people, and people that I've had the honour and privilege to coach either currently or previously on their own running journeys, and they've served to inspire me. But with that in mind, I'm sure they and me and you watching have all had a difficult, let's say, relationship with our bodies somewhere down the line, me included. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you 4 tips that I think will really help you change the way that you look at your body, or at least help you change the relationship you have or start the process. And the first one is something that we bang on about all of the time on the channel, and that is that your training, your journey, your running is all about the process, not the outcome. So often people start running because they want to run a particular race, or they want to run a particular time, or perhaps they want to lose a certain amount of weight. But that is outcome based, as in there is a defined end point. And what happens if you get to the end point and you either do or you don't lose the weight? What happens then? It becomes difficult because, of course, you might not lose the weight, as we said earlier, or certainly not in the early days. So rather than being outcome based, you need to be process based, as in you're running because you know it's the right thing to do, you're running because it's promoting a healthier lifestyle. There might be weight loss down the line with that. There might be running faster paces. You might get to run races and distances you never thought possible, but they're not important. The process of turning up every day as a runner, that's the important thing. So switching our mindset from having a goal to just being in and falling in love with the process, that's step one. Secondly is really how we see our body in the first place. I can't say that this is my phrase, but seeing your body as an instrument and not an ornament is usually enough to tip you over the edge into feeling very positive about your body and what it can do. If you take my body, for example, or even Mary's, they've run multiple marathons, they've run ultra marathons, and we're not worried necessarily anymore about what we look like, because would I rather look like a Greek god or be able to run 100 kilometers? Well, if you told me I could run 100 kilometers even a few years ago, I'd have said I wouldn't mind looking like a Greek yogurt. So that's how I view my body, is more that it is an instrument, less than it is an ornament. I'm here to make myself proud. Thirdly, I'm sure you've heard this phrase before, but comparison, it is the thief of joy. We shouldn't be looking at anyone else on their own journey, because everyone makes progress at different rates. Everyone's bodies have a different start point and a different end point. If you just look at yourself, you try to be better than you were yesterday, 1% even better than the person you were the day before, then that is enough. And also, that ties into the process over outcome. And also, that ties into the instrument over ornament. But looking at other people, bad idea. Make your own journey, be proud of your own progress. And finally, there's no way I can make you do this, but just go with me on the logic behind it. Love yourself first. Because people that can look after themselves, people that love themselves first, are more able to give love to other people, more able to support other people. It's like the analogy of when you're on an airplane and the oxygen masks come down, everyone recommends you put on your own first before you start helping others. And it's the same with the process of running and life, is look after yourself first. It's lovely to give out love and help to everybody else, but you got to start with yourself so you can truly and fully do it. And if you can execute on those 4 tips, the sky is the limit for you, your running, and how you look at yourself and your body, I promise you. And thanks for watching. If the video brought you any value or you learned something new, then consider subscribing to the channel. And if you liked the video, you're definitely gonna like this one, which is the 5 dietary habits that are proven to work for endurance athletes. Hey, Chicago Marathon training has started, so watch out for a training series coming soon. Thanks for watching. See you Sunday.